Hi guys, Roxana from the blog acquaintlife.com, and today I'm going to show you how to care for your cast iron cookware. In my kitchen, I almost primarily use cast iron to cook everything. I have a grill pan, a couple of skillets, and a Dutch oven that I use interchangeably depending on what I make. And so that's a lot of cast iron to maintain. And I know for people that don't use cast iron, or maybe you've used it a couple of times, it just seems like a very high maintenance pan or cookware to use, and it's definitely not. So if you just have a couple of little tricks, you can maintain this cookware. It will be non-stick for you. And I know a lot of you are like, there's no way that's nonstick, because if you've ever used it and it wasn't properly seasoned, you know that it sticks pretty easily. But this little trick that I learned a couple years back has really helped me not have to throw on the oven all the time and cook them basically with seasoning them and throwing them in there for 30 to 45 minutes. It heats my house up. I especially don't like doing that during the summertime. So this is just a really easy way to maintain your cookware without having to constantly do that to re-season your pans. And so I'm going to show you how I wash it and how I dry it, and then lastly how I re-season it to continuously use them throughout the day. So as you can see here, I have a dirty pan. We made pancakes this morning, and normally what I would do would just be to wipe out the pan because it's not super dirty. And you want your pan to always be slick. It's always needing to have that little bit of a shininess, a little bit of a grease. And if your pan is looking dry or rusty or any of those things, that is a good indication that it's gonna have sticking problems and you need to season it. You need to oil your pan. So let's start out with washing. To wash, I am just going to use some really hot water and a scrubbing brush to scrub out all the bits of food, and then rinse it really, really well with the hot water. Now that that's done, I'm going to towel dry the pan and make sure I get all the crevices and any bit of water that's on there, and then I'm going to heat it up just for a little bit to further dry the pan. Once I know it's dry, I'm going to pour a little bit of oil inside, and I'm going to take a pastry brush and just brush it liberally with the oil. Then I'm going to turn the stove back on and let it sit for about 5 minutes while the pan just absorbs that oil. You'll notice a smokiness to the pan, and that's when you know it's done. And there's that smoke we're looking for. We're going to remove it from the heat, allow it to cool before storing, and just make sure that you're still in the kitchen while you're doing this whole process. I usually clean my sink or clean the countertops or finish cleaning my dishes while I'm doing this. Guys, so that is it. I hope this video helped you maintain your cast iron in a better, easier way, I should say. And you know, you always have that option of putting the oil on the pan and popping it into a 500-degree oven for 30 minutes. You can always do that just to make sure that it's properly deeply seasoned. But this is a day-to-day way to just really maintain your pans and keep them slick and non-stick and keep them rust free. If you ever see dryness on your pan, make sure to wipe some oil on that. And then when you cook with cast iron, just as a tip, do not add food until the pan is hot. Otherwise, you can get sticking because you're adding the food when the skillet's not ready for the food yet. So that's just a tip for using it and maintaining it. And I hope that this video helped you. If it did, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Every single week, I post new videos like this with from-scratch cooking recipes, natural home remedies, and garden growing. Thanks again for watching.